NRG go for their
mount
own replay
control.
on Mount here.
And it looks like they're getting set up to go for a C exec. Although NRG with a minute on the clock, normally pretty happy to pump the brakes at spots like this. You saw that Jogamo tapped the door right before he teleported out, but that didn't really threaten too much because Finesse was watching it, and now Finesse regroups and it does look like we're going to end C.
Valen with the paranoia ready to go here.
Yeah, Held doesn't
got
nail
out.
his back as well. He's going to have to shift the position and move off to the side already. Entry's coming through, so full line back through main as well. It's slowed NRG down to a crawl for now. G2 are perfectly happy to try and play the retake into this.
They're going to take back all.
Very slow, very compact.
Jump.
Way, this could be explosive right now.
No jump.
Fight this one.
No jumpers.
G2. Man, he like stacked him up and knocked him down again. And already
revealed behind you.
Quarters into the
Hey.
That's going to be Finesse, not long for this.
What?
Whoa, the Jogamo just cleaning them all up.
The ultimate jaw round to start this game.
I'm wondering if NRG have got a couple of plays to try to jump onto Trent or Jonah in these like, first 30 seconds of a round.
Jonah is yet to use his stun. He does a really good job of keeping that tool online for these later rounds.
Graded.
He's caught off, but just goes 1-for-1 the ghost.
Jogamo's here.
Towards the side as well. We're going to see Jorg is immediately supplementing the
They're going
defense ever
B?
so slightly, but the
No.
slow play of NRG is working in their favor to a degree, but they're going to be meeting. Open arms to Trent. It's close quarters now with a stinger in hand. Strikes back, a lot of damage done.
Nice by
softening
Trent.
up these NRG players.
Oh, he missed the nade a little bit.
This one, you're just going to be stepping straight into a trap that's been primed and
It's a
ready
blunder.
B. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. You're just going to scurry away and see
Alright.
what else you can get.
I mean, give the kills to Jorg too. He gets his ult
Alright.
online.
Just Nico. Just Nico.
I think a better look at any changes they want to make playing with this Raze instead of the Neon.
No one on C.
This is where we see the strategy come out from NRG. I'm telling you, this is what it was all
Ooh,
about.
Venus?
Where did that happen?
Finesse?
That was B main.
I mean, he's
IGL
just running
div?
down.
Yeah.
Diff and Valen in the 1v1. Didn't expect to see that.
I've always said Finesse is the better frag in IGL.
I've
I've always said that.
I've
He
heard
might
that
have
from
always
him.
been wrong.
Okay.
Statement to make.
Okay.
But this is good by G2. A bit of calm re-exploration. They're going to contact
Holy
him. Maybe they catch cheeky pick off onto Finesse, who is still holding it down.
Josh, if Finesse is the better frag in IGL, here's his chance to show it.
Jorg is not going to clear this.
Oh! Just snaps to the side of it, 90 degrees. He just cleans him all the way up, and here's that ult that's been built up prior. Quick exchange of the weapons, and now we're going to see it. Dimensional drift. See what info we can get on top of all of it.
Daw has ult already.
Jonah P's waiting for it like a heat-seeking missile. He's looking for the right target. Popped it in through the back of the sight, vulnerable, but up.
Oh my God.
For Ethan. The rest of his team, NRG, have got a decent foothold for now, though, towards the back of the side. They're going to look to try and push this one back fully for the bonus round.
They're
G2
so good,
looking for
G2. 1v2 Sam.
And Leaf is getting it. It
This
leaves it just as
insane
solid.
clutch. Insane clutch, no joke.
Tucked to the corner. A lot of damage done to Leaf. Really a shred to survive, and he has isolated it into the 1v1.
Left, my boy.
Does he expect the reposition up to the side? It's missed.
He thought they would double up. He thought they would double up.
Converts it
Nice
up.
try, bro.
Adds the bonus to the tally.
Intercept plays. Saw a great display there to get Jaw a completely free kill and open that map up on the retake.
This could be deadly. It's Leaf Outlaw in hand. Against a multitude of players with half armor. NRG, of course, going to be playing this one slow and steady. Losing an early player, though. Mata going down. That's the player you were hoping to load the orbs up.
I love how much Leaf buys into the Outlaw. I think a lot of teams have underrated that weapon's value, but he was one of the first to, any chance he sees a lesser buy, he's abusing that gun to maximum potential.
Look at the way as well, on anti-ecos, how G2 stack over towards B more than they would usually. This time you see Leaf again taking contact here.
Reload.
So they're making sure
that
if NRG do the classic, we hit B on an eco round, that G2 have got the personnel ready to defend.
That's right.
Quick swing in through the back, though. Ethan, quick to dismiss Leaf. G2 are happy to play this one, though, fully for the retake.
They're walking through mid.
At least carve out a bit of map control. In through A, looks like stairs is going to be the name of the game.
Jonah, Trent both have their rechargeables online.
The right.
Making their way forwards here. Finesse really needs to be the playmaker. The dagger in the back, and he hears it. Multitudes of players.
Thought he got the kill. He thought he got the kill.
The rifles in hand.
Has stun. He has stun.
As quick as that. Ethan isolating it. Brings us to that 1v1. Ult earned on.
That's ult. No! No!
Completely avoided, but with the shots fired off.
He's so low.
Still
I think Ethan wins. Ethan wins.
Thunder going wide and damage done. Jorg single digits. Yet where the hell is he pulling that from?
Against his former teammate of all people. Jaw pulls it off right at the end, and that's a heartbreak for Ethan. Earning the Rolling Thunder, investing it on a one-on-one that he couldn't bring across the line.
That's gross. I've got to see the replay of that. How does he even hit that shot? He's stunned up, right? Because he jumps in order to just get around the corner, taps the spike again, and somehow lands the kill.
What? Still stunned.
He doesn't see him. He's not on his screen.
Oh, that's disgusting. Good portion towards A rubble. G2 not opting into the
God,
refight.
man.
Instead, they're going to be pushing and squeezing onto Finesse now.
The
They know
damage.
that he's relatively alone. There's no pincer maneuvers
Getting
happening
pushed,
from the
though.
B sides, but they are running this
Wait,
guy
Leaf?
down. He needs to
Where?
be very careful of that. Leaf. Isolated on a bit
Mata?
of an island, stunned up to the side and needs some support. And
Oh.
back up, that's a pit. Drop down, up top though, that's Mata. Precision
Got him.
is necessary and Leaf has been cleaned up.
3v4, 2 of them are low. 3 of them are low.
Removed from the
Unless
site.
that was okay.
3v4 scenarios where G2 find themselves in.
Really
one
good pace on
flash.
that hit from NRG. As soon as they spotted an opening, they pounced. Leaf was not allowed any moment
Oy,
to
oy,
breathe. But what's
oy.
going on there?
It's been cleaned up.
It feels like G2 have got an opening back into the round.
It's a 3v3, they're waiting for the right timings onto this one. Door's going to be opening wide at a moment's notice, and there it is. Paranoia
my
sweeps
God,
forward,
it's
fully
raining
backed up as well.
Yuzo.
There's a return of the fire.
Wait, one
NRG
enemy
doing
remaining?
anything
How?
to stem the bleeding, anything to survive here. Mata's got to do so much more, and it's just impossible for him.
G2, man.
Where did they get this level of discipline
What
from?
the f? You're
So good for
so
NRG. A
good.
great reaction.
Bit of a bait and switch kind of setup, but they don't end up going into Valorant.
Seeing all that util, I think NRG believe that G2's put a lot of resources into the C fight, but
What?
that's just spam.
I mean, it's pure instinctual,
Dude.
no? Yeah, a bit of spam onto the corner, maybe aware that he'd already crossed in here in that TP.
Traded,
This is
but-
NRG just being picked at 2 pieces across the map. Any
Oh.
cohesive idea that they might have had.
There's 3 on A
Also
as
just playing
well.
very spread. I mean, Mata was just trying to find an individual timing there. It wasn't really based off a wider game plan, I don't think.
Leaf's not being denied any of this. Armageddon to try and push these players straight into the fight and fray, but there's a tight corner and a gap to play in. Weaving in and out, back and forth. Trent calling for a bit of help. That's Jorgen. Little 3-piece to put a finish to that round. G2 have dinner reservations.
They cleared out A.
Dimensional drift is going to be used for a bit of reclearing information into the mid-round here for G2. They're going to realize pretty quickly now this is landing over towards C here in Ordis util, but they're perfectly happy to put
Finesse
a
gets
retake on
ult
top
if
of
he
it.
plants, but he's
5v5
not.
C retake. This is one of the best cases for
Oh
Stingers.
wow. Fun
Salvos,
Tejo
fault
rockets.
lines, all gonna
G2
come
is
out
the
here.
best
NRG needs
with
a
this
little bit extra. I think you can see
util.
that gearing up for a fight towards Waterfall. They want to try and push past.
Oh my God.
The lines of scrimmage. See what they
Oh
can get
my
here.
God, that
Util
brutal.
into the hands. Stuns flying forwards, and
Oh
really,
my
to the dismay of NRG,
God.
they're just unable to really
They're
carve out
pivoting B.
any sort of path. There's 8 seconds remaining. Spikes in his hands. Broke. He needs a bit more where that came from. 2.
Time.
Time has ran
Time.
away entirely.
Time!
You melons. No, that was, honestly, I actually quite like that from NRG. Yeah, they were, so there's just stuns everywhere to cover NRG.
Another C fight though.
Yeah, they haven't actually found
Oh,
a way past
they got
this
him.
one. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Jorgamo!
They got him. They got him. They finally got him.
Stunned up and suppressed from the drone. There's no escaping that one. They finally found a solution to try and navigate what G2 have been doing at the beginning of every single round. Amada barely alive himself, one away from the ult. We're going to see it immediately. Steel Garden sweeping his way across the site. It's going to give it open access, at least if NRG choose to commit. In through eventually. Satcheling forwards. Mata wants to gain some ground for the rest of his team, but there's a deep flank already occurring. Leaf on the back line. Armageddon to try and push them back and away to buy a bit of extra time, but he's playing to get in. Finesse has not been spotted and has not been cleared. It's a tidy 2-piece for this IGL. He's done a lot to try and stop whatever could be occurring here. Just
Venus just
wrangles
saved them. He actually just saved
rifle in
them.
play. Ethan
Wait.
finally putting a stop to Trent and Leaf. Onto the flank here. Trying to play the
Oh, I
percentage
thought he was
play,
gonna
just
wait,
bide his time, but what
bro.
can you really do
It would
in
have been
this
so
one?
sick
1v3,
to see what would have
ISO
happened.
every single fight available.
There's no way he breaks his crossfire, surely. Look at this.
Not willing to give up too much
Yeah.
more. Doubled up, high-low, just trying to bait that swing
7-1?
out, spam through the box. We'll finally do it. 7-1, avert your eyes if you're Brazilian.
Uh-oh. Brazil mentioned?
Finally,
So NRG finally got on the board. It feels
True stretch, I
way
see
too
it.
late. And here, G2 looking like they might want to go for a re-clear. Do NRG read this?
Yeah, set up. Jorgen's got
Oh
a flash
my.
now, there it is.
Oh, but where do you
Support
shoot
line
it?
of Paranoia. So stop her! You're
He
blind
can't
as
see a
anything!
thing.
Yeah, Mata! You had no choice but to let loose of it.
They're
He
in.
just ended up dying anyway and waiting and walking all the way in. Finesse is alone on a
no.
bloody island! The rest of his team not following up behind it and spam through B main. Preemptive here by G2. They know what was following up and Finesse has already taken up all that space. Quick jump spot. And they know that they can give this one up. There's confidence.
He doesn't play
here that
true
they can
stress,
play
just
this one
bug.
2v4.
I see. Cavern in
It
chat.
was actually a nice macro timing from Finesse slipping his way in. He just wasn't looking at the right stuff.
Paranoia is good as well. That's a great connection. Kills need to be...
What?
To Valin, how are you doing that? He squares straight up. Wins the fight out, Ethan. Left alone. Too much to do into this spot.
Brother, look at this team play we're seeing. Look at the team play on
And down he
G2.
goes. G2.
Individually,
really
whatever,
all
insane,
game.
obviously, but like this
Having
team
people
play.
ready. He loves playing around.
They're
with
always
having
on the
door in
same
mid lane,
page.
opening up into blue room and calling into these pivots. But G2 have consistently been in positions where they're always checking on this space.
Spam
They're
kill
shutting
too.
down Finesse's lurk and denying these pivots actually having any teeth.
Nice!
NRG are going to have to win.
Bro, they're
all
just
the
a
rest and a half
unit,
to even
bro.
have it.
And we're going into a sense after this, where he's been averaging a 2.0 KD on the waylay as well.
Yeah.
Cutting through.
His waylay on the sense been good.
Showing
Let's
contact, trying to feign like they've changed the
see.
defensive setup, but Valin and Jorgamo
They have 3
still
here, by
sitting
the way.
Pretty. It's a bait set up by
Oh
G2.
my god.
And NRG might just
my
be falling
God,
for
breach
it,
ult.
thinking that Leaf is alone, isolated, the only one defending.
Oh
See if they take this
my
time in fast
God.
enough. Rolling Thunder through into the corner, and here it is. This is where the danger lies. They do not know that Jorgamo
Oh my
crouched
God,
down into the corner. It's a 3
dude.
hits for him. It's a perfect setup on
Oh
every single level
my
of G2.
god,
The
it's
second
so
you think you figure this
good.
team out, they show
Dude.
another wrinkle in the plan.
Dog.
An absolutely
Come on,
perfect
brother.
bait from
Let them
G2.
breathe a little bit.
Jorgamo
Holy fuck.
not only avoids all of the util coming in, doesn't get caught by the ultimate, and not a soul from NRG looks over to
What a
punish
read,
him.
I guess.
And that's a sick read. G2 have already, before the barriers even drop, know that this is ending C.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my god!
And this is now
Let's go!
2 timeouts that
my
NRG have
God.
taken, that G2 then
Dude, he's
find the
so
perfect on their
good, man.
defensive side and win the round straight after.
Now this one,
They all are,
it's
seriously.
not quite
It's
the
wild.
G2 playing for a re-clear over towards the A side, and only Leaf
Good
holding
form.
this area down.
Gotta be careful here. Bullet tag down, slowed. Barely alive as well, just able to get out of there.
Jorg teleports in as well to give him some reinforcements.
NRG are so slow on this, they've lost their moment towards C.
Woo, woo.
Oh my god,
Hot,
that's
hot.
cheeky. He's gone for the peak. Again, he's lucky to be alive as well. That's a mad dash, an evacuation away. You can see Brock, he's considering it. Bits and pieces of util now for the rubble. Re-clearance out
Wow.
through A, but Jonah P primed and holding down the line.
Wow.
Immediately removes Brock from the fight. He's forced to...
They're just moving them around the way they want,
Brent
literally.
Jaws in
It feels like they're
another
just
corner.
forcing them.
Uh-oh.
And they're heading to his site.
All grouped up now. Flash tucked up. Will they clear him out of this spot here? Thorns are going to be swinging out wide. Wall up.
He's gonna push it. He's gonna push it. I'm calling it.
Door opened up on top of it. So quick pivot again from NRG.
Dude!
Moves over, but this is just Jorgamo. He's taking liberties in the moment.
What a beautiful read there from Jorg. After the pivot comes through,
And he has
his
ult.
bait and switch spot wasn't really relevant, and now he's got the dimensional drift to clear out and look for all of the aggressive spots that NRG are going to be
This is
fighting.
clear the
over.
corner. Unlucky.
I don't think he's going to anticipate this yet.
What?
To the side once
Oh.
more.
Leave.
It's a bait and switch
Third
setups.
two? Brother,
Hiding
this
their
is
intent.
crazy.
G2, I mean, they
I
are
don't even, I can't
looking
even be mad at
more than in
NRG.
control,
Like,
man. It's like they bloody invented
G2
the map.
is.
And the macro was solid
I
there for
can't
NRG.
fathom it.
He found what he wanted.
This is
Eked
scary
out
good.
that
This
there was
is
an
scary
opening
good,
towards
dude.
C late
It's
in
just
this
scary
round,
good.
but at 2 different points. As they're
This
rotating
is-
through, a G2 player takes a perfect
My
timing.
God.
And even this aggressive re-clear. Look at this. Jonah P wants to try and take an early fight. An engagement is going to be calling for the reinforcements. Finesse
Look at the pressure they're
Laid it down
applying,
to the
bro. They
side.
can't even get out of their spawn, dude. Look at
to
this.
hold and help him out.
Literally
They
can't
don't
get out of their
overstay their welcome,
spawn.
though, do they? Perfect
Oh,
low
the flash
and
setup.
then they back up.
Check this out.
Now it's going to be Valin tested.
Oh, he's getting out, though.
As NRG look to re-clear over
Not
towards
forcing the
Rubble.
issue.
And he just
Wow, he
just
got out
before Any
perfectly.
of that pressure will come through.
Yeah.
There's been multiple times this map where NRG are in
Wait,
a position
Giacomo's
if they
picked the
activated
perfect
just a couple
site every
seconds
round,
earlier,
dude.
could have caught someone on a re-clear.
He's always in the
But
corner
G2
at the
has
right
been
side.
A step ahead in the positioning practically all of this half, and another attempt to maybe threaten a pivot back towards B here.
Oh, oh,
Doors opened up.
oh.
A lot of information gathered though for G2 as well, making sure that there's no possible option for a B pivot, which is exactly what NRG are trying to go for. All into blue room, Armageddon up top.
You hear him?
This is going to be close here, pushing these players into the side.
Oh, killed him.
Jorgamo somehow wins up that fight onto the flank here. Still,
Flank.
blue room needs to be accounted for with only
Oh.
18 seconds left. No one's watching their backs.
Traded, finally.
Bit of a squeeze onto them.
2v3.
It's a vice grip
NRG's
that G2 have,
good chance
lay it
here.
down, yet still a player advantage is somehow found here for NRG, but it's just running out of time.
Wait,
It's a
wait,
tap from Mado. Which direction are you really going to be sending this one in? There's 5 seconds left.
That one?
Double peek forwards anyway. 4 seconds remaining.
Brother.
Barely getting off.
Brother.
Somehow.
Brother.
No way,
Brother, give him
man.
a break.
Valin. He just
him a
carves out a
break.
path to success.
Oh
And
my
this is the
God.
difference between G2 and NRG.
Hey, Mata, you're like that, right? Where you at? Hey, you're like.
Yeah, it's all good. Lucky out.
And they can see him. He's right across the hall
Holy
from
shit,
NRG.
dude.
Yeah, it's impossible to ignore. You know,
22 and 7. He pied.
Yes.
He pied. But like, it's like the ultimate
me
pie.
hung up by my boxes somewhere.
Isn't 22 and 7 pie?
All right, let's see. How much does this get dragged out? Did G2 just
It's a
give
good
us a nice
start.
early
It's
end
the good
to
pie.
this, potentially? Yeah, it's,
It's
a
the
good
good
start
pie.
by NRG. Opening pick-off for them. Spike drop down as well into rubble.
Yeah, it's a difficult spot to try to retrieve that, actually, especially with the one-way. But like I said, a strange, bad game from Som so far. He's normally up at the top of the scoreboard in almost every game that NRG have had this year.
It just feels bad to watch
Missing
these
the phone.
moments because, again, NRG at an advantage and just a player's in a slightly off positioning, loses their life, and now this is advantage to G2. They have a nearly open A site. Ethan, the only one to try and hold here.
Yeah, he's feeling some heat, but
They're not even headed this
yeah,
way.
Spike's not going to be going into his direction. Mata's also got a bit of
He's gonna
a
be scared to flank though. He's
maneuver
low.
occurring. Doesn't want to overplay his hand here just on 22 health, so
Dargamo's looking already too.
making sure that he can hold for any repushes.
Leafs in
but
heaven.
I think, well, at least NRG are very much aware.
Oh,
that
we
this
saw
is a
him.
big
Jaw
overspeeding
saw
here
him.
now with the plan.
He saw him on
They
the
did not
jump
quite
up.
Push back, I think, by the salvos.
Oh my
to A, yeah.
god.
They might have baited Mada
They
in.
have. It's just this slow play. It's just baiting these players from
30
NRG,
left.
hunting
Oh
for any sort
my
of mid-round
God.
information. And they're just falling, dropping like flies.
John out. 2 for 2 against
There's
his
no way he
former
clears this
initiator.
corner. I don't think he clears it, does he? I don't think so.
Spike planted.
Sticking with the plan. Coming up close again, Leaf. Is he going to be anticipating?
He cleared it, but he died.
Oh, doesn't even matter if he's anticipated.
It's tragic.
This is crazy.
Every spot
This is
you
crazy.
see like that, where it should be an
What was
NRG
that?
player that's like prime ready
This
for
is
the kill.
crazy.
Okay.
Dude,
You
these
watch
guys
a
are like
pistol this,
Astralis
he should've
for
gone the
real.
way of NRG.
It's like legit
Now,
Astralis.
all the spots like
25
that
and
today-
7?
I mean, there's been way too many spots like
Dude.
that.
You got we're
Anytime
not
around is
brother.
close and it looks like NRG can win.
Some
that
of you
is
guys
what
in the
happens.
chat aren't getting 25 kills in 3 games combined. He's doing it in one pro match.
I mean,
I'm
NRG
sorry to
gonna
throw a
try
stray
delay it
out
as
there,
long as
but call a spade a spade.
This point just feels like a stay of execution, even if they win this.
12-1.
It's pound for pound, getting a bit of mid-round information, but it's broken on either side here. Fault line, clearance out through C-Mound. Juggernaut's going to be farming up the orbs, or at least a tap on it, trying to bait out some sort of response. Deep push from Mada.
I'm just kidding, guys. It's okay. Yeah, listen, bro.
Onto the shoulder,
It's okay, bro.
aiming to take
We
the
play for
fight.
fun.
G2 can do no wrong.
The awareness from Trent is immaculate in that spot.
Are you though?
He's
I
jiggle
mean,
peeking not for a position
you
over
know?
towards root or rubble, but literally for the exact position that Mada is in.
Finesse pied, did he?
Fake into C.
You're lying.
NRG's reasonably bought into this one. 2 players here. Mateo
Clone
leaning
went
over
that
as
far.
well.
Yeah, they broke the clone, but it still triggered the wall.
What?
Poison's on.
It's unfortunate, to be honest, for NRG, but at this point...
And
They're
look
going
at
A.
Look at A.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Mada went down, and
Dude,
Finesse
this
is trying to
wasn't
gamble
even-
that Valen is going to rotate
Yeah,
back over to B
bro.
or C instead of going for the most obvious
This is a
approach.
sad loss.
There's no one home here.
The entire NRG attack side was trying to call rounds like this, the masterclass finesse fake, every time. G2 did not bite, and here, it's just perfection
hard
from
reset,
G2,
'cause they didn't even
a
get to
fake,
warm
a
up.
post-plant
There's no warm up,
5v4
nothing.
to close out this map.
G2 are in complete control out towards the site and towards the back of it. Trent's got a watchful eye, Leaf can hear it. Jump spot, rumble of footsteps. Not sure if he's going to be anticipating 2 of these plays. The fault line, no way. No way. Tiny's the
Still gets
corners
one.
here. ADS up. Now will be falling into the end here. NRG finding themselves with a bit of an advantage. Gotta be careful
You
where
see
you
that?
step.
You see
Trent
that
is
shit,
still
right?
sharp
You
and
see what he just
stacking
fucking
the
did with
aim.
the stinger.
Sling it in hand, leaving it just down to
Dargamo.
1v1. Som 10 HP
My
in a
God.
dream. And it will remain just
Yeah,
that.
like 28
13-1
dude, he
is
had
the
28
finish.
kills in like
G2
he had 2.0
wrapping it
KDA.
up nice and quick.
And with a team like
The
NRG,
f we just watched. I waited all day for this
be
game. That was like a
circulating.
5-minute
They
match.
picked
I
this
mean,
map.
I'm
They
sorry,
thought
I'm
they
being a dick,
saw
but like,
something.
From a potential early dart. Anything that might come their way. 10 seconds pass.
oh,
Looking to send it further forwards here. And there it is. Not anticipating the
Good
balance
dodge.
cut up.
Overstaying.
into the corner. That was just-
Overstaying.
Oh, the dash.
Oh my
okay,
God.
straight into the wall, but lucky to be alive, and he still scurries away to the safety of the site. Ethan is going to be able to supplement with a bit of covering fire.
Very early read here from Valen as well. If things went wrong, he's gone and taken A main control. So he's offering his team an ability to pivot back.
Bro.
So Things are not devastated just yet for G2 on the pistol round, but they're forced to call an audible because NRG's original setup was pretty good.
Smoke's blooming. Someone's going to be covering away here, but a nice little perch for Som to sit on. Usually takes Trent out of the fight already.
Maybe
Going to be going down. Needs to be some level of coverage there from G2, making sure that there's no repush in through tree for now, but they need a few picks and they need it now. That paranoia just not quite connecting. Som fully cleaning it up. And Matter towards the end there as well. So a pistol round win for NRG.
Hold up.
Took close behind stairs. You can see that repeat coming through and that double dash over. Along with the flash, Jorgamo being blinded up, darted up, but luckily he's got an escape mechanism straight back with the refract, and now we start flooding out. G2 spilling into the side, looking to see if they can gain an advantage, any sort of position onto it. Finesse, flashback forwards. There's a refight occurring, but no one's watching the back of the stairs.
What a shot.
These players are being picked to pieces. NRG, what was looking like such a great beginning to the map, might just be tilted and swiftly spun straight back onto their heads here. Matter's just holding, hoping and praying that somebody will walk into that. The paranoia is good. Putting a squeeze onto this one.
Valen, where?
Kill to try and find Jonah P, but they still
Jonah P's alive? I thought he died.
G2! Just so
happened?
picture perfect at playing off one another.
A flash forwards from Finesse, and he just missed the timing, and nobody watching stairs as Leaf snuck all the way around behind. A tough one to lose just after they'd had such a great pistol.
And going for a re-exec there. You're not always sacrificing your relay for these set plays.
Matter's on an island here. Might be able to at least take one head off, not quite. Leaf is far too sharp. Woke up early today. You see it, Dawn's going up and overhead.
Oh boy, dude.
For a late stage backstab. He's just tucked himself down into mid while the sight take comes through. G2 will be able to get access to this one. It's left open and freely here for NRG, and here comes that backstab attempt. Swinging right from the side, a refract as well. Now Jorgamo is going to have to worry about his back here.
Oh my god!
Light speed all the way from the side, and Som just can't
Pop
manage
it!
No way, man.
It
was not slowing down.
Yeah, it literally looks like just bullying in mid from Jorgamo.
He's waiting for it, an opportunity for the peak potentially, but a jump. The timing onto that one as smoke's going to be blooming up into his face, up through mid now, straight up the gut. The attempt and the approach now from G2, at least to see if they can pull some sort of reaction. Cutting it close, rebound.
The util
as well. It's all pitch
and
perfect.
Brock.
Dart is a little bit even better, I would say, with Brock. Picks up the one. Looking to try and slow this one down.
Sam's backside.
To be honest, because Ethan is on an island.
Two backside, stunned.
He's got Som to supplement and help him out as well with the reinforcements arriving, but pause potentially called for. G2 just slowly trying to dissect this one.
Oh my
god.
god.
Spam just removes one layer of it. They got to suspect that there could be an additional player. And Ethan's going to reveal himself.
The molly's
anyway.
short.
Players down an A to just land short and shy of the mark. They know he's there. It's just an inevitability. He's going to need a miracle.
They got him like that?
The discipline of G2.
Brother!
Leaves it
Brother!
Brock in an unwinnable situation in a 1v3. He's got to know what his players are. But Valen is too much on point.
You're dealing with a different level of opponent here, and the normal defensive protocols aren't finding their value.
They're back on eco.
So G2 did it. Just feeling empowered right now. They've got all the momentum.
They have sight like that.
A win here. They know it if they close up this series.
Oh, he got his teammate.
Valen's been slow to a crawl. It's all good. Jorgamo zipping us all way back, but a win here overall in the series will set G2 up with a lock in the playoffs.
Brother.
Stage 1, they're showing no signs of slowing it down.
That sucks.
NRG just trying to prime themselves up.
The paranoia is good.
Until comes flying forwards. Jonah P very aware of the angles, just trying to survive.
Wait, Tom's in.
His way, a flood out now in through heaven as one. They're putting a squeeze onto variety of these players, swinging out wide.
3v3.
Dice, NRG.
Oh, they have rockets.
They
have rockets though.
Onto the site once more.
The volley went off.
Time and Brock. Oh my. Has to step back a little bit, taking damage into the process, jumping through in your face. Shorty in play. Jorgamo is unleashed right now.
If I'm NRG's coach, what would I see in a timeout?
Thorns from the buys to keep the retaking players from coming in. But besides
I call a
that,
timeout, and I don't talk to them. No joke.
Potential for a bit of a fight here in B main at the start of this one. Not sure whether Finesse and Brock were looking to fight over it heavily, but they're certainly putting a bit of pressure here as Jorg tries to take the space. A reminder that they don't have the null command or the convergent paths because they used them on an anti-eco which was a bit of a weird
There it
decision.
is.
And there goes Valen at the start of the round.
And finally, it's Mada getting
Repeat.
some value out of this operator. He's been holding on to this one.
Brother!
Shots as well as a stray spam. That's meant to punish Mada onto this.
Oh my
angle
God,
and
brother!
Gonna go for another peek. Another chance, another pop at it. Jonah P.
What's happening right
slowly
now?
crawling up onto the line of sight on the angle. Ethan looking to fill in the holes in the potential defensive setup here for NRG.
Mada's walked all the way through. He might have a timing onto Trent here, but they're so ready. Any position where you think a G2 player might get caught off guard, just turn and punish.
Potentially overzealous there here. Steel Guard is going to be overlapping, clearing most of the way. Opportunities for Ethan to potentially...
Wow, he got out.
Gets the info, knows that at least there's one there, but it's going to be fading away in the gun. Line straight back up, a rare mistake potentially here from G2.
That was big by Ethan.
Ethan's quick to capitalize. Chews up 2 of them, brings it into a 2v2 now for NRG into this retake. Best chance and odds that they've had in quite some time.
What is this angle?
Giacomo used his ult in the previous round. He's almost got another one up.
He's just missed the timing on that one. Trent might have just been spotted as well. Backing off into main.
No way.
Question marks being cleared up for NRG when they're trying to play this retake.
The timing on this reflank is perfect from Giacomo.
And he's already slipped straight behind. It seems to be that level of awareness potentially. No, Brock is just all over the place here, and he's none the wiser. None the wiser at all.
Like calm. Hello? Did they turn the stream off?
Is ready.
He's a menace. Every single post
Everything
fight,
he
this
does
guy
is right.
going
He
huge
makes zero
with
mistakes.
multi-frags.
I make only
Another
mistakes.
4K in Jaw.
We are not the
He's tied
same.
rounds in a row, 1 for G2 now.
10-3.
Yeah.
He's 10-3 after 6 rounds played. Just keeping up the same level of momentum from map 1, the same level of momentum every time he's played Waylay on this map. And I swear, he used his ult in the previous round and he has it online again immediately afterwards. How has he done that? Yeah, it's
well, here it is. Aggro play from NRG, just trying to triple up and face this one. Overwhelmed with a bit of brute force in action, but oh my, he's slow to a crawl. And here's the punish, capitalizing and collapsing onto these players. There's no hope anymore, NRG, man. Pack it up, hit the uninstall button.
You play fast, and G2 are just better in the chaos. You play slow, and G2 find the better spots at pausing and controlling the chaos. It's tough out here. It is tough. It's got to feel brutal on the stage for NRG currently. Because no matter what they try, they are getting outclassed.
Come on, you guys don't believe in the Finesse Stinger 1v3?
The Finesse Stinger 1v3.
You want to tell the story? How does it begin? Well, he was wrapping around heaven, and he managed to ISO a fight
I wouldn't
in
even
main.
start with that one, Brad.
He ISO'd a fight in main and somehow just killed 2 players with a stinger.
Well, he ran out of time and then got 1 exit kill and died.
Yeah, that could be it.
No, he actually did, though.
Okay,
But
but
he
he
doesn't have
has
time.
run out of time.
Yeah, no time, unfortunately.
They're not exactly playing to his outs in this
Nah,
spot.
Trent, brother. They're already dead.
6-1.
They're already dead in the water,
brutal.
brother.
This map should
Enough
be
is enough.
Watching here.
You're not like us, little bro.
Yeah. That's a big part of it. Obviously, there's something to play for on top of it.
You're
We keep
not
alluding
like us,
to, but
little
G2,
bro. It's crazy,
a win in this
dude.
series locks them into playoffs.
Left him hanging? I think he was picking up a
Mada
gun.
back to the well in mid.
Gonna go for that P. This is hyper aggro as well. It needs to be that covering fire all throughout into mid. They've got a crossfire set up. So NRG ended up on top in terms of that fight here. And there's a Hunter's Fury offloaded. Dare I say,
They have sight.
desperation. Brock on again in the 1 tag here. And it's a TP pivot, open sight, open access in through B. Valid, watchful eye.
Wait, look at Leaf.
Barely missing with the bullets.
It's a 3v4, but G2 have Annihilation. They have a Paranoia. They're in a position
Team
to
flash.
still win this round.
Ethan's going to pop off that null command. It's going to emanate out.
What the f is
NRG
Leaf
are
doing?
in a very good spot to try and win this one. As you mentioned, Armageddon's just an attempt to slow down what NRG are cooking up. There's no other map control really for G2. So got to see if they can punch a hole through the wall and find a way out of it themselves. And that's why they're doubled up, close quarters, just cutting it up. Tied onto these angles, just trying to make sure that it's quirky enough that NRG potentially are ready for them.
1v1.
Almost not to be denied, but he's left it into the 1v1 in capable hands indeed. It's
Brother!
Trent against the world! And it's just pure utility that wins today.
He's been punished in most of these rounds as well. 7-1 to this point.
Doing a
And
thing.
here's Jaw's ult coming in, split towards A.
Convergent pass, there's no escaping that one, buddy. Yep, jumping in, that's low grab mode for you, Finesse. Straight back to the spectator
What
seat,
did I
maybe you
just
can
see?
come from that angle. Brock sniffs it out, he knows where Jorgmo is pathing out, it's going to be communist to his team, but it doesn't matter if you already know where it is, because Som
They saw him.
in a difficult position to try and find his way
my
out of.
God, they
Doesn't know
spot
which way to
him.
look in a spot like that. This is just
Oh my
a complete dismantling
God.
from G2. Picking apart the defensive plays and setup of NRG. rapidly going out towards heaven. That's given.
That could
up
be.
the
That was the
kill.
first mistake I saw
Going
G2
down.
make. That was the first mistake I saw
Dash
them
off
make.
to the side. Attempt to cut it up.
Blocking sight.
Now a bit more disciplined, tempered and instilled really from these G2 players. I love that engagement. Mada trying to make the most
still
out of
have
this
rockets.
particular spot, dropping down. Even
Wait, they're suppressed.
finding another one. It's one of the best opportunities NRG have had in a long while. Tap out, forcing these players out wide. And now for the close quarters engagement, they got to know exactly where he is. And Trent barely alive.
He gets that
Shot out
kill?
to his name, yet still wins out that fight. And time has been bought with the salvos. Don't tell me. He
No time,
wins
no time.
this, Brock.
No time.
Barely on it.
Oh my
He's got no
God.
time.
Oh, the circle's already shrinking. What a
No
disaster
way he wins that kill.
for NRG.
Wow.
Oh, the smokes are going up though, and that means Paranoia Knife out through the back as well. So good luck in this one, son. Puts down the anchoring smoke at least just in time.
Oh,
He's able to get
the
that one
dart.
down. And NRG just kind of biting from the sides, aren't they? Making it nice and difficult for G2 to get comfortable in this spot and position, but they do eventually clear out that pesky problem that was Som. Lay it down to the bottom. NRG just trying to flood their way straight back into this one. As that cloudburst fades, Mada already just a three-piece, but
What the
dropped
fuck?
down in a moment's notice, and it leaves it all down to Finesse.
A 1v2 this time.
Stop!
And a bit more time to play with. The spike still yet to be planted.
You guys are fucking stupid.
Certainly more doable. But Leaf's been providing great
30 seconds
artillery fire from A main this entire time. And they've got across. I mean, Leaf can essentially just bait the plant here and get the kill.
Planted.
Finesse trying to make sure that he
Enemy remaining.
isolates the
Let's
1v1s.
see.
Just a stinger in hand though, and dropped to low enough HP that it's trivial for Leaf at the end of the day. 9-1 here.
Couple stingers coming up for them.
Fuck, you know about that map
Winning
series,
rounds in a
boy?
row and they don't have
Oh,
money.
I know.
How's that happen? Oh, there it is, aggro play! Oh, the knives are going all over the bloody place, and hard committal onto the corner.
got
Trent
one.
still gets a kill in the midst of it.
Maybe if G2 bought a couple less lattes, they'd have a purchase this round.
Yes.
Oh,
Stop going for the avocado toast, millennials.
It's really not. Slight speed, straight in through onto the site, using the dikes as a bit of coverage as well. Fire into
Tom
the
is
back,
here.
and that's an ult as well, supplementing it. Reinforcements arriving, but it's Som essentially alone into this one. Damage done to Jorgamo, surely enough to try and claim
There's
it.
no universe Jog gets that.
Jog
Wow.
finds it anyway. Squaring up to the fight, Leaf, he was eager to draw some blood out towards Market, even contemplating it. Surely he can't keep getting away with this.
He's
10
juggling
to
his
2.
weapons and he still
He's
kills
giggling.
both of them.
He's
He's
laughing at
laughing
him.
over their corpses.
Of course he is.
Oh
He's
my
giggling and kicking his feet
God.
under the table. I mean,
Trent
These are
nearly
vile
gets
rounds.
a double with a classic in main. And then they get two.
Why do I
with the
feel like
shorty.
that's like I don't know. There's a world where that's true.
It's brutal.
I do-
It is brutal. This is bullying. They're looking purely towards winning again in Americas, making it to Toronto, winning in Toronto potentially.
Especially for Jonah Pete, as a Canadian, having the opportunity to try and do that.
Quick contact
my
caught here.
God.
Jorgamo's going to get his time to
he
shine.
him?
Not like he's been lacking it so far in this map. Now he's had to bide his time for now, but there it is. Bullets finally
What
flying
the
forward.
fuck?
It's a bit of util to supplement.
What just
Doesn't
happened?
matter if you're lit up behind the screen right now. That is overwhelming presence. It's an onslaught delivered up on a platter. G2,
Holy
it's 11-2.
shit,
You're going to
man.
see this one sail off.
G2
What's
are
the
gonna be
disconnect on
distracted by the rest of
NRG?
his
Like,
team.
No.
I know.
By the time he
I don't know.
arrives, everyone on NRG has
Can't
already
be
died,
this
and Jonah P
crazy,
is
right?
already going back to deal with him. This is brutal. There was a disgusting comment in the chat that was, there's as many casters as rounds that NRG have won.
Oh my
Which-
Not quite one
God.
off, but we're getting there.
I mean, there's
No,
three. No, there's three
yeah,
of us.
threes. Okay, sorry, I wasn't considering the prior
you
map.
weren't, yeah, you weren't thinking about the previous map as well.
Big picture.
No.
My bad. Yeah, that was 3.
All right, G2 better wrap this up. I don't know. Podcast might be too much for us.
NRG are forced here.
Yeah, they certainly have. Straight into the Owlor Jorgamo. Not much pushback from that one there. G2 are happy to play this one
Spike
cautiously. Yes, you can close the door. Yes, you can get control of the site. They're very comfortable play retaking this spot. A lot of damage done to Jorgamo. He's got to be careful, cautious here. Maybe even anticipating
flash.
lovely flash peek. Som was ready for that one. Primed
4v4.
on top of it. Ethan who was really setting this
Good
one
flash
up, but
back.
still, flash, well, it does go both ways there, so Jorgamo's going to be peeking straight through onto that smoke, and that's a huge
Wow.
connection, underhanded, everybody
They
blind
know they're
as
both tree.
absolutely anything, and this post-plant positioning is dire, it's atrocious. They've been completely cut out of the site. Full stick, full peace of mind, and 12 rounds for G2.
Oh, he bought Mata a gun?
Could be
I
it
see.
here for G2.
Oh, I see, I
The
see.
flash, I don't think it even stretched far enough to hit into tree there. Madigo and exploring up through
I
mid.
think that might have been an... Was that an old lineup that doesn't work with the flash changes coming through?
Not too sure.
Oh,
I think
that's
I'm
interesting.
overthinking it.
I think I've got like 30 minutes on KO ever.
I mean, some of those KO lineups now will
I actually
not work
remember
as
learning
well.
that flash.
Absolutely, because some of them will pop too early now.
It's a good opener.
It's a great shot.
Yeah. It's Mada. Beheading a
Chris, check his PC, please.
Dude.
Look at his face. We can't believe it.
Ah, buddy. Okay.
With an Aries.
Okay. Joke's like, you know, I hit him 140. You could spam into
I think Trent's wall
might
hacking.
be able to get a kill. And Trent's like, okay, all right, I'll do it. Now he's feeling the heat and the pressure, but is being relieved immediately.
What the fuck is going on out there?
ADS up, just having a field day here. It's like he's in the training range.
It's
Two
over.
the high score
Wow.
you can really get. 2 players against the world, backs against the wall here. Finesse is making the most of it. He's
They're going
carved
A.
out a bit of a path into mid.
It's a duo. It's a
Of
duo.
course, without evacuation.
Ooh.
Hold on to the heels. Finesse, hold on. This guy's woken up. He's a bit angry now.
You cannot let Trent win this 1v2. It's Finesse and Psalm,
He's catching it, surely.
and
But
Finesse
that's
is holding.
Now he knows it's 1v1 on
Excellent
site, though. He's going to
Finesse.
speed up.
Pre-fire.
trying to send it for him. Trent still has
He knows it's
options to
1v1.
really play spoiler.
Uh-oh, they're walking into each other.
Yeah, the collapse.
He has
might
a
be
read,
occurring.
dude.
Just needs to bide his time and wait for the right moment here.
Oh, he's not even
my, that's
here.
snappy. And now Trent, oh no, he's
Oh,
closed
no.
the door. He's closed the door.
Oh, but he
broken
blocks the
anyway from
door.
his own salvos. He's trying to isolate this fight out. This
He
is
has
it
to peek.
for all
It's
the
too hard
marbles
to
for
win.
the 13th round on the
Damn!
board. Finesse.
Damn!
Rolls back the years with that one.
The warrior
He's
that
like, I'll do it myself.
he hits an insane 4K to drop the lead down to 42.
There's the Chris Paul. There's
Oh
the Chris
my
Paul.
God, I mean, what?
There's the
That's-
Chris Paul.
It's a great round for
Steamer
Finesse.
collateral.
Enemy
It's a great round for Finesse.
Yeah, he does roll back the years a little bit, but I think this game might still be over.
You're going to run out of pivot options. You're going to be running into the...
They are going B with one player.
Weaponry that's being purchased.
Oh, they're going back to A. Never
Followed by
mind.
G2. I'm getting worrying signs here.
The
gang.
Bucky's
I'm
still
really,
there.
I'm really quite concerned.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm really
30
quite
seconds
concerned. I'm really quite concerned. Oh, it's a bait. It's the bait.
Oh my God.
My God, he's
The Bucky.
himself in the
He got the
process.
Bucky.
Pick it back up. Go on.
Oh, God.
Family heirloom. Pass it around. It's in the will.
Okay, it's all good.
Okay, this is
Oh my
steadily being
God.
cleaned up. With only 15 seconds left, they're lucky that there's no more bodies to really contest with onto the site. Could have been a bit
10
more
seconds left.
dangerous.
One enemy remaining.
Leave?
I'm looking for the ultimate snowball here. Not quite seeing it, but Ethan is one away from getting his online.
Looking to pick apart some portion of the map control here. It's going to be a drone as well.
Why do I feel like they're about to get ecoed?
Matter onto some sightlines if he chooses to take it.
But this stack has still stayed quiet.
This is it. Side flick to the side.
Holy fucking Utah.
Bit of a reveal of the hands, to be honest, in terms of that
Woo!
one. Well, Dash just barely fading out. Matter was trying to make the most of this one. Still earns himself a kill in the process.
You see here the G2 are trying to re-clear towards the extremity portion of this split. So they're looking to try to fight into Som if that was an A split in A main.
NRG heading back towards B.
They're going
G2
B,
knows it with
but
this
Leaf is
re-clear
here with a
main, and
Vandal.
This is where the Vice util and the only hero
30
rifle in
seconds
G2's hands
30 seconds.
are waiting.
I'm really worried about this one. Valorant's got orders well for a quick reinforcement.
Mata.
It's a side Mata, though. Decapitates Leaf, takes him out. Center of lane. Big reveal in through the back as well. Trent surely no
Ooh,
longer
Mata.
this world. And it's a lovely quick scope. Put a cap onto the round overall for NRG G2. Not too many more chances left into this one.
Everyone's hungry for
Valorant
kills right
are
now.
going to have to
One
bide their
enemy
time and look
remaining.
forward to the next.
I'm out one.
And if you were an NRG fan, you wanted to see Mata getting online. This rookie has been
Oh my
the
God, they
bright
know.
spot in what has been a really rough year in Americas thus far for NRG. Turn
The
that one on its
NRG
head as
does
well.
low-key, though, wake up
He's
late
on-
as every time, but it's like
It
actually
feels like
brother.
too late still.
Brother, the game is
It's
over.
12-6. It would have
But
to
they
be another
do
6
wake up
rounds
late,
of
but this was
perfection
too
in
late.
a row just to get it through to overtime. And this was perfection from Mata. He played, apart from one missed op shot, everything else was immaculate.
See if this one is offloaded.
Insert.
NRG again letting the clock drain down, and G2 with Jawjimo position deep in mid.
Oh, where?
He'll find a kill there onto Ethan.
That was a jump
God.
spot. That was a jump
Was
spot.
Ethan going for a jump spot there?
It looked like it potentially, just from the look of it.
Yeah,
Map, we'll have to see.
That might have been a mad shot that Joe just hit on his old colleague from EG. That's going to make things a lot more difficult.
They're going back to
the
B.
time is starting to tick down. I think you've got to go into an A split here, but they've got to
Bova
be
has
so worried
ults.
about the
He's
op
gonna
still
use
being in
it.
this area.
20 seconds.
And all
It's
of these
taking
ults
so
are so
long.
good for either retake or plant denial.
Where are you going? 35 left.
Oh,
Peak needs to be perfect. Finesse lucky that he's still alive into that one.
30 seconds left.
Falling for the evacuation play. It's 100's Fury. This is desperation at its core from NRG. Survival is what they're
Where are we
counting on,
going?
and it's all over the bloody place. 20 seconds left. TP's all over the place now. It is a Som, not with a hard committal, just looking for that information and a paranoia to sweep forwards. This is the guy with the spike. Armageddon layering
The bomb!
in front of him.
The
He's
bomb!
He needs to plant this. It's in no man's land, and it's done. It's a wrap. It's curtains drop. Fade to black. G2 are going to playoffs no matter what.
oh! It's over though.
With 3
Oh my God.
pure consolation kills. We knew it was going to be difficult for NRG to navigate that round.
got
Way
3 in
too
the
many
end.
ults in play, but the attack side calling just getting absolutely scrambled in that final
I don't
moment.
know
They
what
couldn't figure out
happened,
what the
bro.
best call was.